Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have something super adorable to share with you from one of my favorite indie brands, Storybook Cosmetics, and that is their adorable little mini book subscription service. So if you don't know Storybook Cosmetics, which how do you not know about them by now, especially if you watch my channel? They are known for their wand brushes and their book palettes. They have 3 of these book palettes. This is their first one they came out with, which is the Wizardry and Witchcraft Palette. Looks like this. It's a very big, kind of hefty palette, nice weight to it. This retails for $55. So they announced that they wanted to do a subscription service, and it is this super adorable miniature book. And inside the book, you get a full-size liquid lipstick or lip gloss once they start doing those, and you get 3 full-sized eyeshadows. And again, it feels like the same nice, hefty quality as the books that they do. And if you want to see, like, this is the size comparison. So this is how small it is compared to the regular one, but it's still the same depth, and it's still got the cute little faux pages, the beautiful gold writing all over it. It's just really adorable. And then obviously, as you can see, this book 1 first edition is Little Women. So then this is the inside, and all of the shades are named after the sisters. You do get a mirror, and it's a good sized mirror for being this little tiny palette. It has a little Louisa May Alcott quote on it. It says, "Love is a great beautifier." And then you got Jo, Meg, Beth, and Amy as your shades. So I think this is really adorable. I'm very, very pleased with this. So I did want to give like a little disclaimer or some history in case you have heard anything about Storybook recently and issues with fulfilling orders, because they have had a really rough year this year. They blew up really fast. This year has definitely been a year that they've really grown. They're sold in Ulta on the website now, and they've just started being sold in some of the stores. I think it's just the palettes for now, but you know, it's definitely a lot of growth for a small indie brand. They are still an indie brand, so they're having to catch up with this, and they do a lot of these things on their own as well. They have their subscription service. The 3 twins actually have some of their own businesses with like jewelry and stuff, so they've been having to try to keep up with things, and they haven't really been able to fulfill orders at the rate that they thought they would, you know, just between manufacturer issues and whatever else might happen. You know, one of them had a baby, things like that. So they've been very transparent on their social media with letting customers know that if there's delays. We pre-ordered the book club subscription in August, I believe it was, and it was supposed to ship in September, and then something happened. So it didn't end up shipping out, and they were very transparent about it. And I'm the kind of person that I don't mind waiting, because I know the love and the quality and the effort that is going into these indie brand products. And sometimes they bite off more than they can chew, or sometimes life happens. So I don't mind that. I know some people got a little angry about it, but I'm like, guys, it's like somebody like you or me that's just trying to put out things that people will love, you know? And I think that's the thing you got to keep in mind with this stuff, is they just want to make products that you guys are going to love because they love this kind of stuff. And at the end of the day, it's just 3 girls like you and me. I mean, come on. So yeah, I did want to give that a little bit of a disclaimer in case you'd heard any like rumblings about stuff like that, or seen comments from people who have been upset by things. They've definitely given full refunds to anybody who didn't want to wait. So that's how they have 20 of these left, is people did decide to cancel their subscriptions and they refunded them, no questions asked. And that's also why they've decided to not renew for December and wait until January, because they wanted to make sure that everything is fully lined up so that they can have their schedule run smoothly. And I really appreciate that when a brand can like step up and say, we screwed up, we didn't plan this out correctly, we're still learning, but we want to make it better. Because I mean, in the end, they're learning, they're growing, and I'm happy that they're growing, because that is, to me, the fun part about supporting an indie brand, is supporting them, and hopefully other people will recognize them and they will start to grow, because don't you want your favorite indie brands to be successful? Okay, that's it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I just kind of felt like I definitely wanted to just speak up for them a little bit, because sometimes people can be really judgmental and they forget that people are just human beings, not like giant corporations. So that's all for that. So let me give you actual details about the palette and not just me ranting. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I did a couple swatches on the back of my hand, so I will show these to you guys up close. So this first one is Meg, this one is Beth, and this one is Amy. So these 2 are like a shimmery shade, but I like the fact that you can either use your finger to kind of pack it on, which obviously you can see how dark it comes off when you do your finger back and forth. Obviously with a brush, like a fluffier brush, it comes out a bit more diffused. Both of the ones on my lids were used with wet brushes. So this one was a flat wet brush across the lid for this light green shade. And then across the bottom, I did a wet liner brush. And I feel like, especially with the red, it really amplifies the gorgeous red tones. As far as pricing goes, the subscription costs $24.99 a month plus the shipping. You might think that that sounds like a lot for this, but I don't think it is necessarily. The liquid lipstick alone costs $14, so that's already a good chunk of it. And then you are getting 3 full-sized eyeshadows. It's the exact same size that you get in the regular product. And then, like I said, again, the packaging itself, it's not cheap cardboard feeling. It's got the nice little magnetic closure. It's got the mirror, and it kind of has that same like hefty, weighty feel as their regular palettes. So to me, I think that it's worth the money. That's just my opinion. But again, you can always make your own decisions. If you are interested in it, like I mentioned earlier, they do have 20 of them left from people that had canceled the subscriptions. That was as of yesterday, so I don't know what they have at the time that you're watching this video. So when you go to their website and click on the Storybook subscription link, if you see this one still there, then that means this is the one that you're going to get. You're going to get the first edition, and it'll be able to ship out to you pretty much as soon as you place the order because they have them already in stock. If this one is gone, then you'll just see, like, I guess maybe like a mystery book or something like that. It might just show a book image, but it'll basically let you know that you are subscribing for the second edition or book 2. And that one is not going to auto renew until January 1st. And that's when it will start with the monthly renewals, where you get it monthly renewed on the 1st of the month and you get a new palette shipped out to you, I think by middle or end of the month. Kind of like how BoxyCharm does. You get it shipped by like the middle or end of the month. Well, at least you do if you're me. But yeah, so that's the plan for them. And you can cancel at any time. There are no kind of cancellation fees, no questions asked. So if it's not working for you, just make sure you cancel it before the 1st of the month so that you don't auto renew. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys about the subscription. Let's jump into how to get this look. Starting out with the shade Beth, I did set my primer with translucent powder, so I'm just working this into the crease, just going back and forth and really blending this color out. And then as I get a little bit of the color off of my brush, I'm working it a little bit upward onto the brow bone and then making sure I flare it out on the outer portion of the lid. Then into the shade Meg with a flat, wet brush, and I am just placing this all over the lid. I really only had to dip back in a couple of times just to make sure that that green color stayed nice and intense, and I'm just following the shape of my lid. Then back into Beth just to kind of blend out that crease area a little bit now that I've laid down the lighter green shade. And finally into the shade Amy. I did spray this brush as well. It's just a flat angled liner brush, and I'm just lining the lower lash line. Then with a pencil brush, I'm going into Beth and then Amy, and I'm just using this on the lower lash line really to amplify the red shade, and then using the brown shade to kind of smoke it down a little bit. Then I'm going into Meg and just kind of adding a little touch of that to the inner portion of the lower lash line. Then with my Bombshell Cosmetica Be Sweet highlighter palette, I'm using the shade Sweetie to highlight the inner corner just for a nice bright pop. Then I'm using a red liner in the waterline. This is from Face Shop, but I know Urban Decay has a lot. Now just adding winged liner and lashes. And then moving on to the lips, this is the shade Joe, and it is just a beautiful mauve nude. I absolutely love this color. It really just tied the look together. And here is a close-up of the lippy. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you go, and thank you for watching.